Hey guys, Ashley Myrick here. So, this week for collaboration number 4, we're supposed to talk about our dream job and the steps that we can take to get there and that type of thing. So, I'm kind of I'm at a crossroads on this deal. I'm not sure exactly which direction to go because I have a couple of things that I want to do. Um, but specifically, it's in relation to property management and owning rental property. As of right now, I'm a property manager for a company here in Tyler, and as I said in my last video, when I took over, we were at 68 doors, and we've doubled that at this point, and we've got a couple maintenance guys under us. I've got some leasing agents, and I've got a secondary property manager underneath me as well. So right now I'm kind of running everything in a sense for the owner of the company, but we work very closely together. Um, there's been some talk between us that if we hit certain goals and grow to a certain extent, that partnership would be offered to me. So uh, the first dream job that I have, I guess, would be um, if you would have asked me this a couple years ago, I would have said I want to own my own management company. But I guess, as time changes and you get older, I've adapted. And so now my dream job would be to have partnership in this company. And in conjunction with that, I want to have, 30 to 40 rent houses underneath me that I personally own and am seeing revenue off of. So those are they go hand in hand, I guess. I could own those properties and still manage them underneath the same company. So that ultimately is my dream job, to be partner in this company and own, a percentage of the company as well as my own stack of rent houses. How do I plan to get there? I guess I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because I feel like it's working. As far as the rental property, owning the rental property, that's something that my husband and I have already taken steps towards. We've recently, in the last year, we've purchased our first house, and whenever we purchased it, we got a very good deal on it, and we put about 30,000 into it as a remodel. Um, and our plan is to live here for a year and buy our next one and move into it, remodel it, then so on and so forth until, rent out, buy one, live in it for a little bit, and then rent it out and then buy another one. So that's kind of our plan to get there. Financially, it sounds like it would be a lot planning and goal setting. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I've talked to a lot of people, some financial advisors, and so we feel like we have a really good plan. We feel like, we're very confident in the direction that we're moving towards. Basically, if you have, let me think of some round numbers. So if you have like a house with a mortgage that's $1,200 a month, and it's on a 30-year mortgage, other professionals in the industry, and we feel confident that our house would lease for $1,500 a month, if not more, depending on the time of year. So instead of paying just the $1,200 a month, what we would do is rent it for the 15 or 16, take that extra $300 or $400 and put it directly towards the principal of the note. Instead of it being a 30-year note, at that point we would have it paid off within 16 to 17 years. So just about cutting it in half. And so that would allow more room for us to continue to stack more rental property underneath us, as long as we don't dip in and touch any of that extra money and just apply it straight towards that principal. So that's kind of how we plan to get there. As far as compensation, reality versus fiction, that's a hard one, just because this industry, there's so many different aspects that play into the money making side of it. Most management companies only charge a 10% management fee. So there's not very much money to be made in property management if that's all you're doing. If you have a maintenance program set up, you can charge additional fees for that. Most companies charge like a setup fee. They make money off the late fees because that goes to the company and not to the owner of the property. So there's some different ways to do that. As far as compensation, ultimately my goal at this point is for the knowledge and the background and just the perspective that I'm gaining from doing what I'm doing. And that's going to benefit me later on whenever it's my property and I own it and I'm the one managing it as well. So eventually our payout, I would think, would be 100% once we get the homes paid for. So our plan is to just kind of work for now to support that and be able to retire early. Our goal as of right now is to buy at least 2 rental properties a year. I'm 28 right now, so I mean, by the time I'm 43, by the time I'm 55, so it's definitely it's an investment opportunity, and we're taking it kind of a day at a time. I'm constantly looking at the market, and I deal with a lot of different owners, and some of them are wanting to get out of that, and so we're constantly having things come our way that we could potentially buy. So we're just kind of keeping our eyes open, and